Hello, my cyber babies. I am the even more fabulous Mother Love, coming to you live and in living color on this glorious day. It is just a really great day. Every day that got a Y in it that I can get up and do this and other things is a great day for me. Um, this is an exceptionally great day because today is my husband's birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Today is your birthday. Oh, happy birthday to you. Today is your birthday. Oh, happy birthday to you. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Papa. Happy birthday from your wife who loves you all through life. I have loved you since the day I laid eyes on you. And when I tell people that story, they're like, really? Okay, just to give you the backstory on my husband and I, we met at the Ohio State University. Yeah, the Ohio State University. And I was planning me and the because I was there a year before him, and so me and my girlfriends we were sitting on the couch, we was just hanging out, and it was so what we were sitting there, and we were sitting like right across from the elevators as they were coming up, and so I got some in my tooth. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, so we're sitting on the couch and we're playing Rate the Freshman Guys. So we got our little cards like they have in the Olympics, we hold up now. We got 1 through 9, 1 through 10. And so we're holding them up and we're, my colorful commentary, that had to be hilarious. It was. And so we're sitting on the couch and, we got a little hand, got our little pad, our little cardboard things up and we're, okay, he get a 6. And we had criteria. You look for his shoes, a belt, and a watch. It's a good guy, got good taste when he wears good shoes. They don't necessarily have to be super expensive, but they gotta be, they'll be good shoes. Watch, watch gotta be, watch gotta be banging. And see, back then we just had, we didn't have we had Timex, we had Seiko. I can't think of the, hadn't been introduced to a lot of things that like the different watches that come up, Tag Heuer and all of those. So then we look at that. And we also look at your fingernails because don't no chick want to be touching no guy that got dirty fingernails. And we're watching them and, we're reading, we're having a good time. And it was like at mealtime. And so everybody is, coming down the elevator. The elevators are packed. We got to do it fast. From time to get up the elevator to the time they get across the lobby to go down the stairs to go to the cafeteria. And so I'm, doing my thing. Dude gets off the elevator. Well, the elevator door opens. And so we're waiting for another batch of guys so we can rate them, 19. And the elevator's door opened. And I kid y'all not. When the doors open, and I first started seeing them when they opened because they didn't open up real fast back then, and so but they were opening, and I saw this like bright light, like I don't know what happened, where the elevator was like completely illuminated. When the elevator doors opened up, and I saw him, he didn't even make contact with me, and spirit in me said, "Okay, that's it, y'all. Anybody rate nobody else, and don't you say anything about him. That is my husband and the father of my children." And I said that with great conviction, bold. And it was like, then one of my girlfriends, she said, "Oh, no, not him. He's one of the nicest guys in school. He's so polite. He opens the doors. That's my friend Ken." I was like, Kennedy. I like that. So literally, I ran over to the where he was, and he used to be a cross country runner, and they have a really wide gate. The gate is from wait 1 foot stops, and the left one goes. He had a really wide gate, a wide enough gate. I kid y'all not. You don't believe me? Get the book. Listen up, girlfriends. Lessons on life from the Queen of Advice. That would be me. That's fast forward and coming back. So he's off the elevator, and I saw this light just illuminate him. And I mean, he was the finest to me. And people still think he fine. He was the finest guy I had ever seen. And I got to tell you this, in black world, we got so messed up and with slavery and everything, because they had the house slaves and the ones that were light bright, almost white, and they had the field slaves, the ones that were dark chocolate like me. And when I saw, and I'm just straight up. When I was a teen, I was color struck. I ain't want no dark guy. I want no black guy. I don't want to be that black. I just didn't. He is, for those of you who have met my husband, he is like melted chocolate in a bottle in his body. I mean, he is still fine. He was just so beautiful, so handsome. And I could see his aura. And I thought he had a cross country gate and it was kind of wide. And I literally, after I threw the cards down, I literally got up, ran over to him, got in the middle of his gate. I kid y'all not. He'll tell the story. I've written it in the book, so it's not like, I never told this story. I literally ran over to him, got in the middle of his gate where he was put one foot down. I got right in between him. You got to get the book. It's going to be hilarious. And literally, he just looked at me and went, oh my God, he backed away from me like, okay, you know how you back away from people that you don't really want to talk to, really want to be around, kind of back away from them and back away from him. Okay, he was backing away. And then he turned around and took a sprint. And I just yelled at him, okay, you can run, but you ain't going to hide. I'm going to find you. I turned to my girlfriend who went to high school with him. I said, I want all the details. It was like I wanted a dossier on his life. I wanted to know where he was from, who were his friends, where did he go, did he have a girlfriend? So I think he didn't have a girlfriend because, this was his freshman year. So unless he bought her from home, that was one thing. And we're both from Cleveland. Didn't even meet him in Cleveland. Didn't live even far from him. I could have literally walked from our house to his house. I mean, because we walked everywhere. We didn't have driver's license. And so I did that and I said, she got the dossier on him. She got the skinny on him. Found out he did have a girlfriend. I said, okay, I need to put eyes on the girlfriend, see what kind of woman this is, what kind of chick what kind of chick does he like? Okay, what does he want? Because here I come, all wild and undisciplined. I ran the yard. Let me tell you, okay. I told y'all already about the alleged food fight. Nonetheless, that they claim I started. I didn't start that. Well, nonetheless, after she gets me the information, I find out he's got a girlfriend. So I observed her for a couple of days, found out what her major was and what kind of friends she had, and I was like, okay, I got it completely. So this is what we gonna do. First thing I did after I found out who his friends were and was he in a fraternity when my lips got see y'all know I did hurry up. I'm gonna put my lipstick right now. Okay, so I found out as much as I could about him. I found out everything I could find out about him. Found out his older brother was in college with us. And I thought his older brother was one of the classmates. I'm telling you, if I put him and this guy standing shoulder to shoulder, you would think this is his brother. Wasn't his brother, was his friend. And his oldest brother, was was at the university, and so he was used to my shenanigans because when I got there as a freshman, I think he was a junior in college, and okay, so I'm checking him out and everything. So the first thing I do is uh, okay. The first thing I did was like I said, I checked out his girlfriend and found out who she was and what she does. And don't get me wrong, she was a sweet, she had an even demeanor, and she didn't raise her voice, and she was very smart, and she didn't have a lot of friends, but the ones she had were, they were her good friends. And she and I came into the school together. And so I don't know how he hooked up with her, never even questioned, didn't want to know any of that. So what had happened was I found out, like I said, about his girlfriend. I found out about his brother first. And his brother is this he's this eclectic educator. I mean, he was just you couldn't have told me them two were brothers. I mean, his brother he got the demeanor of a saint. I've never heard this man raise his voice. I've never heard him say a disparaging thing about anybody, even though I didn't have a lot of interaction with him, when we were growing up. So this was first thing he did. He went and told his parents, Mom, Dad, we had one of the wildest young ladies at the school. Nobody had ever called me a lady at the time. We have, and he is around this one. He's always around. And I didn't understand. And just like I was watching him, he had been watching me. And oh, that's a whole nother book in and of itself. So then, I started, checking her out, and she found out she was a pre-med major. So now these are not stupid people under any circumstances. And she was being prepared and educated to become a physician. Beautiful, quiet, and everything. So I thought we should meet woman to woman. And I invited her to lunch. And surprisingly, she came and found out later. She said only came because I knew everybody on the yard. And she said she was I'm kind of scared of you because you talk loud and you say what you say. You have like no filter. And I was like, okay, I'm away from home and in college, and ain't nobody gonna tell me what to say, how to say it, what to do, when to eat. It wasn't even getting ready to jump off like that. And so I invited her to lunch, and they had this little bistro it wasn't on campus, but it was adjacent to the campus. I mean, you could come out of class, and it was pretty much almost across the street from where my future husband, his dormitory. So I thought we'd go to a neutral place. So we go to a nice restaurant. I mean, it's nice. It's a little bistro, but it was still nice. And we were sitting there, and I'm looking at the menu, and she's looking at her menu, and I'm going down the thing. And I said, "So I understand that you're dating Kennedy." And she goes, "Oh yes, I am." I go, "Okay, that's gonna stop." And she went from, "Oh yes, I am," to, I said, "Yeah, that's gonna have to stop." And she didn't say, "Why do I have to stop, seeing him?" She just gave me the look of like, "What? Well, why would I stop seeing him? I mean, because of you. What's the deal?" She didn't say that because she wasn't that kind of person. And I just spoke up and I said, "That's gonna stop. That's my husband and the father of my children. Now, you have options. You can bow out gracefully, or I'll make your life a nightmare. So what would you like to eat?" She was like this, like a deer stuck in headlights. So she said, "Well, I'm not hungry. And she was just stumbling, and she just got up, got her books, and she left. I tell you, I saw her one time. After that, in the 50 years he and I have known each other, have we have our relationships, we done had our fights, he done left me 5 times. We went through hell and high water. Okay, but we made it through. Who's coming through? Hey, baby, who is that? That's Dee and Catherine. And hey, y'all. Some of you all have heard the story. Some of you have lived the story with me. And that's why I say I don't have skeletons in my closet. They just come out full fledged and talking. And so she stopped dating him. And what she did though was she didn't say anything to me. She went to him and she said, I don't want I'm that girl that likes you, the loud one, I'm not gonna, and he said she just stumbled over it, and she was that was it. She was done. So she goes on to become a physician. He and I go on to become a couple. And oh, they were his friends, and his frat were like relentless. "You got the wildest chick online. What did you do?" You say, "Come on, let's go." I'm going. That's it. I don't care what perch I'm on. I don't care what, if I'm on top of the cigarette machine, on the pool table, wherever. He could come in. I have a crowd of people around me, and we laughing and joking and talking crazy. And he would just come in. And I don't know, a lot of you might not be old enough, but some of you have been on the planet enough to remember this. I think it was like a stockbroker guy thing, and it was called E.F. Hutton. And E.F. Hutton, their mantra was, when E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody listens. And so they would say, well, when brother, everybody called him brother, when brothers speak, I could be a full fever pitch. Totally on. Totally on. And then after they gave me the name Sister Love at college, because I was like the big sister that a lot of them didn't have. Some of them didn't have sisters and brothers, or they were kind of, their families could have been like disjointed. I had a lot of friends that came from the motherland and Mother Africa. That's my motherland. And so they were like, man, that chick looking for you. Like, what chick? That wild chick, she looking for you. I wasn't looking for him. Okay, yes, I was. And I would peradventure to say that a lot of my tactics and my demeanor could have really amounted to stalking. That's what they do now. There are laws against that. I wasn't violent or crazy or anything. The most I ever said was to this young lady, and I told her, you're dating him, and that's going to stop. Stop. And so that's what happened. And as they say, the rest is history. We were making history then. He got the wildest, and I don't really think, okay, yes, I was. I had a ball. When I left to go to college, I left a girl. I came back a woman. I skipped over ladyhood altogether. I didn't become a lady till after our son was born. And after that, they were like, okay, I could be a lady. I could do ladylike things. I can learn to hold my tongue. Wait, I did. Look, I do the best I can. I know I don't have a filter, but I've got one now because we have grandchildren, and you don't want, and we got nieces and nephews galore. So you don't want to taint them. And when people look at you like a role model, like somebody they can come to get advice, and to be honest with them, and that's how the fellas start calling me Sister Love. Okay, yeah, they coming over and they, fooling with people they shouldn't be fooling with because, they got the crups or they got cooties or they got a venereal disease or, all this stuff is coming up, and I had one friend, well, several of them. After I assisted the one friend, all the other fellas was like, they had to come and get Sister Love. And that meant they would introduce me to their girlfriends and they wanted me to give them my take on her. And, I did my thing. I did my Sister Love thing. Okay, yeah, they gave me the name when they was drunk, but hey, it stuck. And I'm helping them out. And so and to watch him, even to this day, the people that come in contact with him, they fall in love with him. A lot of them fall in love with him because they like, if he could love that crazy chick, this guy got some kind of magic I need to be around, and I was not domesticated under any circumstances as far as food was concerned. All I wanted to do was make reservations. I wasn't trying to be no cook. I wasn't trying to I didn't want to come up with a menu, and I didn't like the food that was at the cafeteria. So I got me a little hot plate. And I was cooking in my room and they were like, okay, you can't have an open flame in the room. I don't have an open flame. I know what sterno is. And, I was always getting reprimanded by the resident assistant people and the campus police. And I had one of my friends on the campus police state department. He would come and they would say, okay, there's an activity that shouldn't be going on now over in the towers on the West Campus. And we need to go look at that and see what's going on. So he comes over and he goes, elevator door open. And at the time, we were in the first co-ed dorms on a Big Ten campus. And so the women stayed on the lower floors, like from 4 to I think maybe 10 or 11. And the fellas stayed on the floors from 11 up to the 23, 24 stories. I don't know. Look it up. Google it. The West Campus at The Ohio State University, Lincoln and Morrill Tower. And one of them is just leaning just a little bit to the right. And they always say, if you stand back go on campus and stand back and look at the towers and you'll see which one is leaning. She did that. They always blamed everything on me. And I have anything to do with that. But they're coming off the elevators and I'm coming off and they can pull them down without you getting off on the floor. And they said they put not mirrors, cameras in the elevator so that girls could stay on their floors and the fellas could stay on their floor. You know that didn't work well. And so they saw me on the up on like the 14th floor, wherever he was, and they pulled me down. And I had my back to the elevator door. And when I turned around, the police officer was standing there, and he goes, "Why am I not surprised? It's you. So let's just make this look good. Come on in the room." And, we were sitting chit chat because they really couldn't do anything. I mean, unless you was doing like something really, really criminal, like selling dope on campus, or, some of the women had been unfortunately sexually assaulted, sexually arrived, sexually assaulted and raped. And it was just, and I was like, wait a minute. We are not doing this here. This is not going to jump off. And like I said, they started calling me Sister Love, and their girlfriends had to go to the Sister Love gauntlet. And if they made it through the gauntlet, if they made it halfway through the gauntlet, that could be, we could work with that. But if you were scared to even go through the gauntlet, wrong, 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 wrong. And then when you think about it, men kind of know the kind of woman that they want. And some of them want some kind of a superficial, they wear a superficial facade, and they go with that. And then when it's time to, do what your little business that you're gonna have, then it all comes off. Well, they got me real raw, and that's how I was. I've been wearing a wig since I was 15 years old. And I wanted an ultra wave, and my mother said, and I wanted my hair to be black. My mother said, you can't do those in the same city. Well, she didn't know what she was talking about. So the next day, first day of school, my hair done fell out. It's in patches. And she said, a hard head make a soft, buttocks. And she said, and I was like, oh, my hair. She said, you're going to put a bambushka on it and you going to school. You are going, I'm the first day of high school and I'm there with a bambushka on, okay? What is up with that? So anyway, I, plowed through that, and I get to go to college, and I was not, and he was not. He wasn't even the kind of guy that was on my radar. I told you I like them. We call them light-skinned. I like the light-skinned fellas. And this one came off that elevator, and I mean, it was hell to tell the captain, because I told every chick that even came on it, don't even try it. Don't just save the heartache. I don't need to do this over and over. And so when I got into him, okay, latched on to him, whatever it was, he was very reluctant, because he would always say, well, you don't talk like a young lady. Young ladies don't use that kind of language. And I went, I ain't never been no young lady. I went from girl to womanhood, and I'm a grown woman. My mother said, you grown when you can pay your own way and you can live separately from me. I knew at 17 I was a grown woman, because I knew I could live on my own in a different city, and I did well. I thrived there, and I made so many people and met so many people, and I still have a lot of relationships from college. One of my dear friends, she got sister love by me, and from one of my husband's frat brothers, and he brought her over. He said, I want you to be my new girlfriend. And I said, okay, I'll meet your new girlfriend. And when I met her, she had that same kind of light around her, and she was like my husband and I. We're complete opposites. She was a complete opposite from him. We made it work because we love these men, and to watch them, and they were both grown men. I remember, this why you don't go snooping through nobody's stuff, because you're gonna find something you're not looking for. And so I was, over at his apartment one time, and this is before we moved in together, and I was in his apartment and going through his things. Dumb move. So I had asked him earlier, I said, well, how old are you? He goes, well, how old do you want me to be? I said, well, I like older guys. So 30? He goes, okay. Never said anything else about it. I just was going through it, and I'm thinking I'm dating a 30-year-old man. And he had a friend, one of his frat brothers, come to find out, he was in the military, and he was a veteran. So I'm thinking, that's plausible. He could be 30. When roaming through his pants pockets, got his wallet out, looked at his driver's license and found out he was 11 months older than me. Not like 10, 12 years, but he's always had that older gentleman mentality, that older gentleman demeanor. He got I think four sisters, and his mom, his dad, and he has two brothers. So there's a bunch of them. So I meet the girlfriend, and we hit it off like this. Let me backtrack. One of the first ones that went through the sister love gauntlet was one of my male friends, and she lived in Cleveland, and we were in Columbus. And he said, will you just check her out for me, because I really like this girl. I mean, I really like her, and I just want to know, if I got a chance. And I was like, do I tell her about the time you whipped out your Johnson? Do I tell her about them times? Okay. And what I said to y'all. Because I've stopped them, because college guys, y'all do some really dumb stuff. Did some. I thought it was dumb back then. It's even dumber, the stuff that they do on the social media. But nonetheless, going through his pockets, and I was like, you're not 30? He said, what? I said, I was looking in your wallet. Wrong thing to say. And I found his driver's license. And he said, well, what was you looking in my wallet for? And I was like, oh no. Never looked through his stuff after that, until after we got married. He has no privacy with me. I know everything. I open up his mail. I tell, that's what I do. That's what I do. That's why I'm going to start my wifing classes. Wifing 101. Because a lot of people, especially nowadays, don't know how to do just basic homework. And I mean, at work at your home. And so when, we sit down, we getting and talking, and I wanted to know, what kind of woman he would want in his life. So we're getting to know each other, and we became and we still are very, very dear friends. And that was important, because, marriages and relationships come and go. I valued our friendship to the point I didn't want to screw it up. So I sat down and I asked him, so what do you look for in a woman? And he, gave me his list. He said, well, I want her to be smart. Okay, I got that. Okay, I got the smart thing. Okay. And he said, I want her to, take, make sure that she, is taking care of herself. He didn't care about big, thin, short, tall. He didn't care about that. I was interested in, taking care of myself. And so I said, okay, I got that. And he said, yeah. And I want to get married one day and have kids. And I'm gonna want my wife to be a cook. And I went, cook. And I went, like, in the kitchen? He said, yeah, because I could be cooking with gas on stage. I could be cooking with gas in the classroom. So I said, like, in the kitchen? And he said, yeah. I said, well, can you cook? He said, no. I'm like, why? He said, because my mother and my sisters do, and his father was a good cook. And so he was like, I didn't need to learn how to do that. That's what I'm getting a wife. Oh, so you want that domesticated kind of wife. And so I was just like, I let that alone. So we're going along in our relationships, and his, shall I say, his requirements changed dramatically. I always had a job. I didn't care if I was picking crap with a splinter. I'm going to get paid for picking crap with a splinter. And so I was like, okay, I got a job. This is cool. He had a good job during the summer. Oh my God. He worked for for Ford Motor. And a young cat, 18, 19 years old, pulling down money like these grown men is taking care of 6 kids and putting 4 of them through college. He's making that kind of money. And he trusted me with his finances, to the point he would give me his paycheck. And I said, well, I can't cash the check. He said, well, yes, you can. I'm going to sign it. And he would literally give me his paycheck and say, do whatever you want to with it. And I was like, well, maybe I missed the part he touched in the head with. So maybe I just need to, cash this check in case he come in, with some knowledge and what have you. And so he said, oh, it's your turn. So we're doing a family day. That's how I met your dad. And my son is here. Our son is here. That my, come on, you got to come into the camera. Oh, hey. That's my baby. That's my baby. That's my big bone. That's my bone. That's my boom son. And I just love you to pieces. So this is our son. We only have one child. I wanted to have, I did want to have, well, after he got 15, I said, I think I could do the family thing. I think I want to have another baby. And I don't know if you remember this. We had moved out here to California, and you were over there at the high school you were in. And I said, we sat down in there, because our bedrooms were downstairs, right? Mm-hmm. And we sat there, yes. And I said, son, your dad and I are thinking about having more children. And remember what you said?
Nah, I'm cool.
No. Okay.
Something similar to that.
No, that wasn't similar to that. You said, no, wait, no, y'all can't be doing that. My mom in high school. You can't be doing that. You mother love. That's all I need my friends to know. My mother got knocked up. My mother is not. You can't you just wait till I have kids? Till I get going to have kids. This is just terrible. And he just went out the room shaking his head. I can't believe they've been having this conversation. Mm-hmm. And he was like, that just wait. So we waited. And he did it. He did what he needed to do, and they had a baby. They did the same thing me and his dad did. We did it all bass backwards. You know, we had the baby, then we got married, then they had some more babies, and you'll meet them too. So tell them what your father means to you and how he's guided you through your life.
Well, my dad, aka Uncle Brother, if you know him, you know who I'm talking about. He has guided me through many things in life. He's given me great advice. One of the best things I think he's ever told me was, if you can't change something, change your mindset about it, and maybe things will get better. Mm-hmm. For the most part, when I've done that, they've always gotten better. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I've taken from him. Some other things I've taken from him, I can't really tell anybody, but he has been instrumental in a lot of the decisions I've made. He's helped me come to some of the decisions I've made. He's very thoughtful. He's the calmest person I know in any situation. I don't care if the house is on fire and I'm running out with my shoes on fire. He knows how to keep it calm, keep me calm, and make sure the situation is going to turn out for the best. Mm-hmm. So that I love my dad more than anything, just as much as I love this woman.
Oh yeah, you see how he cleaned that up. Okay, this is a live program.
Live and the phone rings.
You gotta call him back. It's his birthday, and everybody's calling. No, there ain't no technical difficulty. It's his birthday. He knew that phone was gonna be ringing off the hook. He left the phone in there with us, so it can ring. But other than that, no, wait a minute. No, okay. When we first got here, mm-hmm. and
yes,
you were 12. And you were 12, and
go ahead.
Oh, I remember saying you were 12, and we remember the first day of school you came because you went to Catholic school and always wore
a uniform.
Mm-hmm. So we come here.
I had a freshman though.
Yeah.
My dad taught me how to tie a tie. That was one of the best things he could ever taught me, because you don't know how many young men don't know how to tie a tie. But this guy.
Tell them about your friends that you met and when you were in high school and you first came out here, and they're still friends to this day. To this day. So the first day of school, he comes home, and you are just so excited, and you run in the house, and he's like, Mama, I love this school. I don't have to wear a uniform. You go run up and down the stairs and run through the hallway. I went, no, stop right there. No, you ain't running through no hallway. You're there to get an education. You're not there to make friends. He was like, that was the look I got. What you mean? So when you all got to be friends, what did your father do on Friday with y'all?
You picked us up every
Friday. I'm talking about in our game room at the complex we lived in.
Oh, I don't think we should tell people about that room.
Oh, well, I'm gonna tell you about the room. Okay, so our son and maybe a couple of other friends there, and it was
9 of us.
Okay, it was a bunch of them, and they all still friends to this day. One of his friends is the mother of his children, and so she is the mother of your child. I don't care what you say. I ain't thinking about you and none of y'all. I told you. Okay, but okay, we ain't going there. I ain't doing that. But nonetheless, remember your father said he came up to the school to meet your friends, and he met them, and he said, I'm going to start a study group with them. Remember the study group?
Yeah, not quite my recollection of how that.
That when y'all could go with him, I wasn't allowed. The only thing I could come in and do is bring food, and with food before they even got there, right?
It was now. Okay. I mean, many moons ago. Many.
Okay, can you not with the many? When you quit with the many moons, that's like I'm a 412-year-old woman.
When that happened, how that situation played itself out was there was me and a couple of friends. We were being slightly unruly in class, and Pop showed up to class one day, checked us all, and they was all like, "Man, Mom, what happened? Why your dad up here?" I'm like, I think the teacher called on us. So the teacher called on us, and then he said, "Well, look, if you guys are gonna be hanging together, you might as well start studying together. You all don't need to be. If you're gonna be doing that, maybe you guys could do this too." And it was like, "Well, where are we gonna do that at?" Well, we got this rec room in the building. You guys should all meet up down there after school, after practice, and you can have a little study hall. And that's what we did. And from there,
Monday through Thursday,
that was the time frame. It was right after football practice and everything. And it was very, very a very good bonding situation. I didn't know it at the time, but it became we became lifelong friends from that particular day and in that rec room. That rec room, if you ask any of those guys, they'll tell you there was some fun times in there. But that was something instrumental that he did bring. He brought that to me about I would say camaraderie and brotherhood. And that's definitely one thing I did learn from that. Even though we were supposed to be down there doing schoolwork, sometimes we weren't. Sometimes we were, doing things boys do, acting up, having a good time. But in that, we became friends and we learned to stick by each other and know that, if one falls, we all fall because we're all together. And if one rises, we all rise. So we stay together. And that's one thing I learned about that room, and knowing how he grew up and the things he, grew up with. And then once he got to college, he built that brotherhood as well. I think that kind of manifested with me and me and my friends in this room, and we just became really good friends, and we've been brothers ever since.
And even when he was growing up, one of the things your dad would always say, "You ain't gonna have no friends that I don't know."
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you couldn't do. Where you going? Out with who? Friends. When you come back, I don't know. Did that work?
No, never worked. But it was far easier to say, "Well, I'm going out with Mike. We possibly gonna be back around 12." At least he knows that. So then, if we don't come back at 12, he can at least be like, "Well, is you and Mike all right? Is everything cool?" I'm like, yeah, we were good. It just ran a little longer. But at least he knows where to go, what to do, in case something happens. And you can't do that when you say, "Well, who are you going with?" "Well, I don't know. It's just gonna be me and my friend." That doesn't work. So I would recommend that no one does that. If you want to know where they're going, ask. If they can't tell you, then they don't need to go.
And the importance of it wasn't simply you being our son. It was because I tell y'all all the time. This is the dude I be talking about. Tell you all the time. I could make the front page of the mommy book. Absolutely. I couldn't teach this guy how to be a man. That ain't my job. That is not my job. And when he said, it tells you that his father taught him how to tie a tie, taught him how to dress nice. Because your father was like, you could put him in a gunny sack and he gonna look good. And he told him the importance of our young men should have at least three suits, three dress up suits.
Definitely 3 suits. Or at least a man should have at least 1 suit. I'm not going to say 3 because some guys these days suits don't matter. They don't believe in that. But as a grown man, you should have at least 1
3 suits. I say 3: black, blue, and brown.
Well, as long as you got a black one, you good.
Yeah, and you could do wonders with that.
You could do wonders with a black suit.
I remember when you were dating, I can't even remember who it was, and we didn't have a problem with you having company in your room. The door just couldn't be closed. And he was like, "Can I close my door when you pay rent?" "Yeah, you can close your door. You don't pay no rent."
Now my door is closed.
Now your door is closed because you keep them heathens out. Keep them heathens out. And so, I wondered when he would do a Jedi mind papa trick with you. Okay, the newspaper.
Oh, well, that wasn't necessarily. Well, I would say
It
it
was
wasn't a Jedi mind trick. It was a learning lesson.
okay.
It was a lesson in learning in cause and effect. You do something that caused me to affect you how you move. So I caused the problem, and he affected how I moved. So, but that was in that it helped me with my reading. It helped me with understanding things are not always going to be your way. It helped me understand that sometimes you got to go through some hard times to get to better times. Even when you think it's bleak, your sun's still going to shine. So you got to keep fighting, keep going through it, and you never know how you're going to come out on the end, but you're going to try. You're going to try, and
keep going.
Doing that, it opened my mind a lot to a lot of things. Before, I probably wouldn't have read a magazine or read a book or read the newspaper. But after doing that for several months, a whole summer to be exact,
and you had to write a paper about what you read. It
definitely helped me with my reading and writing. It helped me the next year in school. I think I was even in honors English class that next year.
You were.
And that became simple. It was like, well, this is easy too. So
enjoy yourself.
And then from there, it taught me a few lessons. Well, I won't say a few. It taught me a lot of lessons. Both you and him did. So I greatly appreciate it.
What's the greatest lesson you learned from me?
Being humble.
See, I told y'all I'm humble.
You can be humble, but you can also be out there and have a good time too.
As your children say, me and Papa, we're not old. We're just old.
I would say, my statement would be, you're not old, you're just well seasoned.
See, I told you that's why I'm a seasoned citizen.
See
how that does. And so I remember when he was a little boy. You were a little boy, like I'm talking to you, and you're not here. And we were talking about, what do you want to do in the future? And I said, so have you ever thought about, getting married and having kids? He said, yep. And I said, you ever thought about where you would want to live? He said, I'm going to live wherever you live. I said, but what about if you get married? Well, me and my wife will live with you.
Yeah, we all going to live together.
And then he said, I said, well, what about, and he just went, okay. When he calls me this, and now he's attached to it. Now he goes, Mother, when I get married and have children, we're going to move into you and Papa's house, and we're going to all live there until y'all die. And we're getting everything. I told him I'm leaving it to cats. I don't even like cats.
There won't be no cats in the area.
Your daughter has a cat.
That cat's going with me wherever we go.
See, that's why I'm itching now. Cat been all over y'all. Well, what would you like to say to your father on his birthday?
Happy birthday, Dad. You're my number one guy. And I'll see you in the backyard.
They have my husband set up a little man. It ain't even a man cave.
The man path.
Yeah, the man path. Send in the other man. You're going to meet our oldest grandson. And all of them are my heart. Every one of them is my favorite. This is my favorite oldest grandchild. And you'll get to meet him. And here he is. Listen, this gonna be forever. We telling all your friends to tell them make sure they follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, did a 2 for Yan restream. What's this one? YouTube, iHeart, X, Instagram.
X? What you mean Twitter?
I got Twitter. No, I'm now X, and you put in.
No, I know it's X, but like nobody says that.
I do because it's still Twitter, and I wanted to say, okay, see this. Just scoot up here, ladies and gentlemen. This is my junior boom. This is our oldest grandson, and tell him how much you love your grandfather. And what are some of the lessons that you learned from Papa?
Well, I love Papa a lot.
Okay.
He's taught me a lot of really good things. Oh my gosh, I can't even just choose one.
No, you have to choose one. This is your time to, talk about your grandfather and what he means to you.
Well, he means everything to me. He's supported me in everything that I've done throughout my life, especially just with performing and stuff like that, just as you have to. He's always tried to help me do some things, even sometimes when I feel like I don't want to hear it, but I always appreciate it because sometimes there's things that I don't want to hear, but he'll help me kind of realize that those are the things that I need to hear. And those are the things I need to know for sure. Especially when I moved to New York for a few years. He kind of
Just left us. I just left me. My heart was broken. I was just traumatized. How you gonna move 3,000 miles away from me and your grandfather? You know, we might not be here. Okay. I went. Then I go.
They're not going nowhere. Trust them. Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned performing. Tell them what you do.
Well, I'm a singer. I've been singing for I don't even know, almost 15 years now. But my main focus is dancing and choreography. That's what I focus on now.
Pay attention, y'all. This cat, he is somebody. He just gonna become bigger somebody.
You know, we'll see where things land, but that is the goal for sure. Is to be out there doing what I love to do the most. So I don't really care much about the money aspect, even though that is nice. But
you don't chase the money.
I'm a performer at heart.
Right.
So, you know, it is.
Now, where did you get that? Where did that fire come from?
I don't know. It's kind of
okay. See, no, it ain't. Yeah, it has always been there. See, he won't give me no props. Everything he does, everything he knows, everything, all of that. We were there with you. Remember when we taped off a part in the living room for you to learn how to do upstage, downstage, backstage? They let us.
I do remember that. That was a while ago.
That was a while ago. And when you came in and said, "This is what I want to do," and I was really happy for you because there are not a lot of people in our family that are in the entertainment industry, and certainly not on stage. True. And this is coming from an biased opinion. I say unbiased because I can shut up. See, I hear you thinking. I know what he's saying. Unbiased my foot. You don't want to be hollering in the audience. That's my baby. That's my baby. Y'all better know that's my baby. That's my baby. I told me everything you know.
Every show. Every show.
I haven't missed any, have I? Okay, scoot up.
No, I'm right.
Okay, no, but I need it for the camera shot. You can't lean back. This is like a technical thing.
They still see me.
Let's get up here. Okay, so this is something, and like I said, my biased and unbiased opinion. I'm biased because he's my grandson. I'm unbiased because you are an awesome performer. He goes in and most of the time he is like the showstopper. When you did Sebastian, yes, you were. When you did, what is it? You were Sebastian in the
Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid. I couldn't think of what it was. I knew it was a fish. I knew it wasn't little fish. I knew it was something. He was Sebastian. This is how tight this cat is. The people, I don't know who did this. I mean, he was in full crab, face painted red, the whole 9 yards. He had about 1,500 kids on the stage and played Pied Piper. And he brought all the kids. He let them all around the room so their families could take pictures and everything. They were just, oh my God, it was just so awesome. And I was the one out there. I had to literally leave before everybody else got out because I had to go in the ladies' bathroom and just my baby. Oh Lord, keep the blood on it. I got pictures. And you got one of you looking at it because he's much taller than I am. I don't know where that came from. They come in there. Dad has gray in the beard, and they come in. You don't got facial hair.
Yeah, a little bit.
I told you he was gonna be hairy like your father and your grandfather, and was just amazing when he came back from New York and enrolled in college here. Didn't look like he did not miss a beat. He got put right into these productions, and they do like theme productions. We saw your first one. It was centered on Halloween, and you had to know how much I love you because I hate Halloween.
The cabaret.
Because and it was so good. It was really just really, really great.
Yeah, that was a fun experience. Yeah.
That was
after not performing for a few years, that was pretty good.
That was very good. And you just came right into it. And I remember when you were here, and you were in high school when you did Sebastian, right?
Yeah, I was a freshman going into my sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I asked your theater director, I said, this is just amazing. You have just done
Who, Miss K?
I think it was Miss K. And I said, so this is it was a great performance. And she said, I said, he is awesome. It got good to have him be the finale. She said, we had nothing to do with that. When Jamal takes the microphone, all we can do is trust him that he knows what he's doing. And remember, you let, I mean, these were little kids and big kids, and everybody was costumed so beautifully. All these little kids, people, and he became the talk of the school. And there weren't a lot of us there. You know, our melanin friends were there, but everybody and all the parents on that yard knew who he was and knew who his sisters were because they cheered. They even know what his little brother did because he was playing football. So, what would you like to say to your father on his birthday?
My grandfather?
Oh, what I said?
You said my father.
Close enough. They want me to remember everything. Your father said the same thing. I said, you, other you got one child, you can't remember my name. So when y'all see him, he's going by one name.
Well, I go by Rashad.
That's one name.
No, well, I mean, that's just what people call me. Yes.
But that's what you want to be called. So there's a difference between when I call Jamal, that's your father. When I call you Rashad.
But you're asking, like, who do I, like, what's my, like, stage name? Is that what you're
asking? No. I already got that part. Your stage name is Rashad. And I like it.
No.
That's not going to be your stage name?
No.
I
haven't really thought about it. I would just call myself.
Well, marinate on it. And if I don't tell you anything else, make sure it's a moniker you can live with and hear it 50,011 times. I hear mother love so much, you know, so I'm cool with it. I love it. Some people don't even call me by my name. My mother, you know, your grandmother that you didn't get a chance to meet, she looked at my paycheck when I was on the radio. She said, "You make this kind of money? Oh, hell, I don't call your mother love." My mother never called me by my name. After that, she died, hung up on me and called saying, "That's my baby, mother love." I'm like, why you can't say my name?
Well, see, I can never say mother love. I can only say Awa.
Okay, because I'm that's my grandma name. That's my grandma name. And people say, well, what's an Awa? Her. And you ain't got to explain it.
Yeah, people ask all the time. I'm like, I don't know. I can't tell you the definition. But
you don't remember. Awa is Eve in the Wolof language from West Africa. And it translates into the first woman of the earth. That's what Awa is, the first woman of the earth. And when I got the name from an African tribesman who did this, you know, he was like whatever the higher ups in the religious sector are, what they do. And he said, you are Awa. You are the first woman of the earth in your family, in the circle that you keep. Didn't know what I was going to do with it. I was going to have Awa production one time. I'm going to do that. As soon as I saw you, the moment I saw you, I said, oh, look at him. Hi, baby. It's your Awa. It's your Awa. That's how, and that was it. Okay. Tell me about how we asked y'all to perform. No, tell me about how we used to entertain each other up at the big camp.
I don't think it was I think I was forced to entertain, but you know, I also love to entertain, so that could.
So how could you be forced? See, these young people.
Because no. Because listen to this. They would make us perform. They wanted to see it. It's not that we wanted to do it. I mean, of course.
Well, you knew all the songs in the steps.
We wanted to do it because we was practicing it, but we were forced.
They were not forced. No, they weren't. They might have been coerced with food and or fun things. No, I did feed you.
A bribe.
Now you gonna tell me? Well, yeah, you gotta do what works. You know, sometimes you just gotta do what works. When I was doing the radio and I wanted to spend some time with your father and he was working, I said, look, I'll pay you for the day. I ain't paying nobody else for the day. That's it. I just had to wait to get my turn. Well, okay, we talked about your grandfather for his birthday. What do you want to say to him on his birthday?
I just want to say thank you for being here and just being yourself authentically always and forever. And I hope you never change. And I can't wait to see like how far you go, how far you get to see the rest of us grow as people and just in general. And I love you.
Okay. Thank you, baby.
I love you.
Go get your sister. Oh, okay. We asked them, are we on an hour time? Oh yeah, we only got 5 minutes. I thought it was okay. So bring them all in. They could do it.
All 3 of them?
Because we I didn't know. I see what happens. It goes so well. You just don't. I just wasn't looking at the time, and I had to embrace. Well, I always embrace body art because I didn't look at it as tattoos. It's body art, and some people get a lot carried away from the body art. I remember standing in the. Oh, here come the rest of the troops. Did he wake you up? See, that's what they do. Well, somebody sit down. You want to sit down? You and Kendall can sit on the same seat, can't y'all? And Devon, you come over here. This is my princess. My first bouquet. They're my second bouquet. They're my bouquets right here. Ain't they beautiful? They're my baby. I just love them to pieces, but they will pimp you off. This is Devon. This is Kendall, and this is Kennedy. And what do I call you guys?
Princess Kennedy.
And they say, "Oh, Princess Kennedy," because you are from royalty. So these are the other three. Kendall and Devon are fraternal twins, and so we've had. Did y'all have a good time with Papa? Don't y'all ever have a good time with Papa? So what have you learned from your grandfather? She just turned 18. 18. Put your hands even close to her. You're gonna draw back up. You just gonna have a wrist, because I will cut you. Her. Oh, double cut. Him, I might tell you, run, Devon, run. But we got all each other's backs, and I appreciate the way that they have camaraderie with each other. So we'll start with you. What did you learn from your grandfather? Okay, we got 6 minutes. You gotta say it quick.
To be honest and to be true to yourself, and to never let anybody tell you what you are
or what you can do. What about you, Kendall?
I've learned perseverance.
Okay, speak up. This is you got to speak up. You would never know these was my grandchildren as loud as I am. Come on, because I know they could get loud because they own the cheer team and Jim. They do a bunch of twirling and flipping and stuff. He played football and baseball, so they keep him in stuff. So what did you learn from Papa?
I've learned how to persevere through difficult situations, and I've gained considerable amount of knowledge and wisdom from him.
Okay, what hardship you been through? You 14. You got the world at your even though 14-year-olds, this is why some species eat their young. Okay, so Devon, what have you learned from Papa?
Some things that I've learned from Papa is that not everything is gonna come to you easy, and that you have to really strive for the things that you want in life, especially when it comes to sports and school. So I feel like that's just some of the big things that he's told me since I've gotten to high school.
Since you got to high school,
Yeah.
You were nurtured when you were growing up, and I know you guys don't remember getting dedicated to the church. They were little kids, and they're in these all fancy, beautiful outfits in the big church. I mean, you were the first one after. You first one getting got dedicated. No, your brother got dedicated first, and the pastor would reach for the babies, and your brother did like that. Like, I don't know you. Would not let the pastor hold him. Y'all didn't care. So we getting up there. This one, she on this beautiful beaded. She about this big. She got on this beautiful beaded dress. We turned around. She done ate the beads off. They fallen on the floor. I'm like, what's in your mouth? What is in your mouth, child? And she went, got a mouth full of beads. How'd you get it? And she showed me. This, no, you did not just yawn on camera. It's a good thing you cute, because I'd be to smashed your face into. You never do that. So because y'all old enough about this, what does Papa talk to you about the kind of friends you make and who your friends will be?
To make friends that's gonna lead you to success, and you
gotta speak up.
You don't want to be friends with somebody who's doing things that they shouldn't be.
See, and you all know the difference in that. So how about this? On cue. No, wait a minute. What else? I wanted to ask us something else. Okay, the girls, when y'all get into relationships, with the opposite success. What I say? The opposite sex, or I can't even say it around y'all. What would you? I mean, you're 18, and she do boyfriends like I did. She meet the boyfriend, they like her, and then she cut him off. She's like, moving on. Like, I think you just get bored with him, because women have a tendency to outgrow some men. That's just the way that it is. And so, let's just say happy birthday to Papa together, okay? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Papa. Okay, that ain't had no emotion in it. Y'all got to do that all over. I can't stand a dry audience. Okay, let's try this one more time. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Papa. We love you. Okay, we're supposed to applaud. Okay, Kendall, I see you with that weak applause. See if he come pick you up from school. Y'all gonna get a bus pass. That's what I told him. Make him walk. And you done did it again. All right. These are our grandchildren. You met our oldest grandson and our son. This is our family that we have created here in Southern California. Pray for pray for my husband, their father, their grandfather, that we can all stay in one accord and learn to love each other together, because it's birthday time. It is birthday time. Okay, let me get a camera shot, Devon. Scoot your head down. Okay, Kendall, can you look like you're participating with us? Okay, there you go. Can I even get a smile? Remember the picture I took of y'all on Easter and I made everybody. Your brother said, your brother said that I forced y'all to perform for us. Like do the chicken song and all of them. Yeah, he said, I didn't mind performing, but you forced us. I said, I know I didn't. He goes, see, did I force y'all? No, see, that's what I said. They like being on camera. And I just thank God for Jesus, we didn't get ugly grandchildren. Did I just say that out loud? And I ain't just talking about ugly physically. I'm talking about in here. I'm talking about the heart that they have. I'm talking about how I see all of you all with your friends. Devon is a rock star with the fellas over. When he go to parties over, that's was my mantra. Look at it. Okay. And so and like I said, the schools that they go to are predominantly Hispanic. But I don't know why they don't think they're colored people. I don't know who told them. When you go, never mind, just leave it alone, mother love. But the things that they learned and the people that they have, and you guys have friends, and y'all got a big family out here. Okay, we can only see your forehead. I mean your lips, Devon.
I'm sorry that I'm tall.
And you ain't talking. Okay, yeah, just lean over. Okay, just lean over. Okay, what happened to Kendall? Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's get a big smile from Papa. We love you, Papa. Peace and blessings to everyone. And please know this, as you can find me on, here we go. I'm going to get it. Like this. Okay. You can find Mother Love on Facebook at The Mother Love Show, on X at Mother Love Show, on YouTube. No, that's YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. At Mother Love Show. TikTok at The Mother Love Show, and Instagram at Mother Love Show, and on LinkedIn at Mother Love. And you can also catch me on Podcast Addict, and we on 18 different platforms. So don't you say you've been looking for Mother Love and you can't find her, because I'm always here. And remember this, no matter how big or tall, short or small, thick or thin, it matters not what skin you're in. Everybody needs some mother love now and then. Peace, babies. Have a good one. We're going to therapy.